You're going to learn the 7 reasons why you're undercharging, and it's costing you $50 to $100,000 a year. And the transformation you can start making now that will increase your revenues by $200,000 to $300,000 this year. So let's get right into it. The 7 reasons. So one is lack of consistent leads. It's the number one, right? The majority of business owners I talk to that generate between $150,000 to $300,000 a year, the biggest thing you have going for you in the negative, besides your pricing strategy, is you don't have enough leads. If you don't have enough leads coming in, or if they're inconsistent, then what happens is you go through what a lot of people know as a contractor's marketing hamster wheel, where you panic for 2 weeks to a month, you scramble to get business, then you get new business and you quit marketing, right? That's step number one. Or you just aren't doing the work, or you haven't hired the right help to get you that outreach strategy that you need to have in place on a consistent level to be able to do it. So if you're doing email marketing, if you're doing social media, if you're doing a combination of that, if you're doing networking, or if you're doing snail mail marketing, direct mail marketing, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You need consistency. You need to have a really strong message. You need to have a good value proposition, and it has to be consistent. If you don't do that, you need help. And help can come quickly. There's a lot of things out there, but help is also right now a big distraction because there's so much out there, right? If you're not an expert in AI, then be a little patient with it. Do what you know best in lead generation. And I promise you, if you would just double your lead strategy in the next 30 days, you could increase your revenues 30 to 100% just with that one thing. Number two, your closing strategy is not very good. So the average, the US average, or I think the world average for that fact, is 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4. It's like it's like 1.39. We might as well say 1.4 instead of, or zero point 0.4 instead of 333, which is a third. So it used to be 1 out of 3. Now it's about 1 out of 3.5. And so there's a reason for that. Number one, there's a lot more people doing business and a lot more people been exposed to it. So we have to be better. We have to provide value. We have to know how to connect to our client in a way that connects to their problem or their pain and lets them know that the outcome they desire is what we offer. In its basic nutshell, that's what a good sales process is about. It's showing you, if this is what you want, here's how you can get to it. And if you have a really simple sales process that connects to that, what happens is when we show up, this is value, this is expense, right? Expense is higher. Our conversation has to raise the value proposition so that the value far exceeds the expense. Until it does that, logically, we will not make a decision to buy. We'll have to think about it. So if you're getting a lot of think about it, so let me get back to you, check on your value proposition. Are you really connecting to their pain point, to what they believe is their pain? Or they may not even realize what their pain is. Are you pointing it out clearly enough? And then are you letting them know that what they desire, the desired outcome, is what happens after they work with you? So if you want to do this, here's what you have to do. The example that I give is, if I had a strategy that said, if you go lay next to a tree in your front yard or backyard for 1 hour a day, you get this benefit. And if that benefit was happening, and I could prove with enough people, testimonials, or they had word of mouth experiences from that, you would drive around neighborhoods and there'd be people laying next to trees on a daily basis. Rain, shine, snow, sleet, wouldn't matter, because they want that outcome. So it doesn't matter what they have to do to get it. What matters is when we explain this is what you have to do and they believe us, then they'll go do it. So what we have to do is explain this is what you have to do to get this outcome. and to get rid of this pain or problem. When you can do that, you'll increase your sales. So that's number two, which was your closing strategy. You have to get to a point where you're closing about one out of every 2.5 people. If you can get that, you're going to have a really solid closing strategy, and you're not going to leave a lot of money on the table like many of you are doing now. Number three, your competitive slash value pricing isn't working. Most business owners I know use the competitive pricing model. They charge what their competition or perceived competition, people that do what they do, they charge similar to what they charge, or they try to charge less, right? My competitive edge, I charge less money. Cheap isn't always good. We all agree to that. So don't cheapen your price because it's not always going to give you a good result. Now, competitive value pricing is where people take what their competition are charging and then they add a little bit more to it because they believe that they're better or they're worth more. Now, that strategy does work, but it's not a sound formulated strategy. My suggestion is you get a pricing formula. If you happen to like mine, I have a custom-made calculator that shows you with your numbers exactly what you need to charge, how many people you need to work with to pay for life as you desire it, and cover all your expenses and cover your income taxes and add a profit at the end of it. If you don't have a profit at the end of after everything's been spent, including your pay, you're not a profitable company. And we're not nonprofits. Most of us are for-profit businesses. So have a formulaic strategy. Don't just keep guessing your pricing. And I know all the top people tell you that value pricing works and cost plus works and it does this, but they already have a high value of buyers. So it's easy for them to say that because it works for them fantastically. It really does. But for us in the beginning stages where we're not as well known and we don't have as many people that if we just say this, hey, buy this, snap of my finger, it's $22 and it's going to help you do this. The gurus, they could do that. We're not gurus. We can't do that. So you have a formula. Not only can you get paid and charge what it is you need to charge and know how many people you need to sell each month to do it, it gives you the confidence and belief to know that it's not as difficult as we think that it is once you see it in your numbers. The other thing is you can forecast your growth, which is once you figure out this is what I need to charge today, then what we do with the calculator is we'll add what your future team members are going to have to cost you. And we factor it in and it shows you, hey, if you keep the same amount of clients, you have to raise your price this much. And what blows people away is it usually isn't that much more money to pay for your future team. And imagine this, right? You're already paying for the next up level hire. You need to hire a manager that instead of paying them $500 a month, you pay them $2,000 a month or $4,000 a month. And your pricing already covers it. How easy is it going to be for you to hire that up-level person? It's going to be super easy. So I strongly encourage you to do the pricing formula. Number 4, if you don't have a team or you don't have enough team, so many business owners that are doing pretty decent, they're doing too much work themselves. You work yourself back into a corner. You can't take time off. If you do, it costs your business money. Or if you think you say that you do, right? You take time off. You're really just you're working in luxurious places, right? Which is, oh, hey, honey, and the kids, go down and play, go down by the pool, go down and do this excursion. I'm going to be up in the room having meetings for 4 hours. Oh, that's a lot of fun. And what your family really want? They don't want to be in this luxurious place without you. They want to be with you. So my recommendation is you charge enough and you build a team. You build the right team that you can leave and they still function and fulfill while you're gone, which means you're replacing yourself in a lot of different areas that you right now may be working in. As soon as you do that, not only will it cost you more, you will make more money. You can charge more dollars because your level of service is just improved drastically with the type of help that you hire. If you need help with building teams, hire the right person to help you build those teams. I've helped many companies build high-level teams, and I'm telling you, the high-level teams, they show up. It's like a high-level client. High-level clients, coaching clients especially, because that's my jam. High-level clients, they show up on time. They show up with their homework assignments completed. Even though their schedules are packed to the gills, you give them a homework assignment, they say, on it. And the next day, within a few days, you can expect it coming back to you. That's high level. That's the same type of level that you want to hire for your team so that you don't have to micromanage. You don't have to feel like or wonder, are things being done? They're getting done. Number 5, hiring cheap, not high level. You're spending too much time and you're taking too long yourself. I just talked about this, but you need to look at 3 levels higher than you're thinking, 4 levels higher than you're thinking about hiring. So if you're looking for, and no offense to anybody overseas, but if you're looking for overseas help because they charge $3 to $5 an hour, you're going to get a good person with a low skill level. And it's going to take a long time for them to come up to the level that you desire. It's going to pull you away from you doing work. And now all of a sudden your business slows down because you can't function at the level that you were when you were doing it all. What you need to do, especially in the beginning when you're starting to hire your teams, is you have to look at top shelf. You have to look at what is it, maybe not super top shelf, right? Although I would take a look at that, but maybe it's a secondary level of help. So instead of a $3 to $5 or $7 an hour or $15 an hour person, you're looking at a $50, $100 to $200 an hour person, because what they bring is going to get it done. It's going to get it done at a level and a speed that you're not used to because you're not as good as them. And what happens is you end up paying them less hours because they're usually contract workers, and the work is better and the quality is better. And then they give you ideas and they improve on things and they say, hey, I got done with this real quick, so I figured I'd just work on this and I helped the system. Here's what I did. And then we go, oh my God, this is fantastic. That's what you get when you up level your work. So what you want to do is you want to hire people at a higher level. You want to make sure that your pricing covers that pay before you even hire them. And it's easy to do. Number 6, you don't know how to raise revenues fast with minimal effort. This is a thing that I would say 90% of you watching this video can't handle yet, which is how to raise revenue really quickly without thinking you have to raise your prices and do everything else. I can show you how to raise your revenue 30 to 100% without touching your pricing. Even if you haven't raised prices in 10 years, you don't have to raise your prices. But I'll show you what you have to do. The first thing, I'm going to give you the bonus clue, right? Which is your lead generation. But before I get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing my best to put information out that's going to help you take another step. Back to lead generation. It's the number one area that if you focus on improving it and getting it more consistent and persistent, you're going to increase your revenues really quickly. I show people there's 4 areas in your business that you need to improve by sometimes just as little as 10% or less. And it'll increase your revenue 30 to 50% within 4 weeks. If you want to raise your revenue in the next 30 days, 30 to 100%, look at how many leads you're bringing in. If you're not bringing them in consistently, do what you have to do to bring them in consistently and then double that amount, because I'm sure that the amount that you have right now isn't enough. If you're bringing in, I'm going to be nice and say 20 leads a month, there's a good chance that a third of those don't show up, which means that now all of a sudden instead of 20, you have basically about 13 to 14 that showed up. Out of the 13 to 14 that showed up, there's only going to be about 3 to 5 that are ready now. And that doesn't mean they're going to buy from you. Those are just the ones that are ready. So if you only have 3 to 5 that are ready and your closing rate is at 25%, that means you're going to get 1 sale a month. Now, 1 sale a month for some of you would be like a magical difference, but it's not going to get you to a 300 to $500,000 to $1 million company. And every single one of you watching this could easily do that. But what you need to do is you need to double the lead generation activity that you're doing now. Even if you have to hire it out, bring in new leads. If you don't have consistent leads, if you're not having 3 to 5 sales conversations minimum per week, you're not going to be bringing in enough business to sustain a small business. If you have a business with a team of 3 to 5 people, you need to be bringing in 20 to 50 leads a month so that you can have those 10 sales a month and funnel those people through. But just think about this. You only need 10 sales a month. Some of you only need a few sales a month. Now, for me, if I work with 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 people a year in my group programs, only 100 people a year, over the course of a year, I will make and exceed the level of income that I require, I desire, and that I set as my goal, which for some of you would be multiple years worth of income, right? But that's all it takes. So most of you, you could work with 10 to 50 people in a whole year, and that's all you need. So break it down into its simplistic formula and understand that, hey, look, I don't really need that much, which means I should get better at the leads that I'm qualifying. So don't just generate a bunch of leads or go with somebody that I can generate 50 leads a day for you or whatever it is. Make sure you're getting real specific. Qualify these people long before they get to the conversation with you. If they're not qualified, don't spend your time with them. If they're not serious about taking the step and make it firm that they have to be serious about it, then let them go get your free items and move on, or come back and say, hey, I really like the free items, now I'm ready. But don't waste your time talking and spending your precious time with people that aren't quite ready yet. Make sure you're qualifying leads on top of doubling where you're already at. Let's see, number 6. You don't know how to raise revenues. Oh, we went through that. Oh, here's the 7th one. Hey, we're at the end. So you haven't raised prices because you're afraid or you're too busy. The majority, I'm going to guess, is scarcity mindset. You're afraid to raise your prices because you're afraid you're going to lose some people. You're afraid they won't buy. At least they'll buy now. I know I'm not making enough, but I'm staying in business. I hear all of those things. Here's what happens when you start raising your prices. Your confidence increases. Your belief system activates. You start commanding better. You show up differently. When your confidence is there, your client's confidence increases. When their confidence increases, their belief system increases. And then what you're telling them has more value. The way you show up matters. That's 50% of the deal, right? So make sure that you're stepping into your power and that you understand the value that you're providing. When I was selling the same program that I'm selling, I started selling it at $500 for an event per one person to come in. Now, this is a tool that they could use the rest of their business life that would help them generate hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, give them the confidence every single time that they needed to price something that they would never underprice themselves again, ever again. That was only worth $500. I had to change the way that I thought and believed about it. And when I did, and I understood it, and the light bulb went off, the value of it for me increased in saying, man, this thing, if I charge $100,000 for this program, that would still be a deal. And in reality, it would be. Luckily for a lot of you, I don't charge that much money. I don't charge anywhere near it, but I charge enough to make sure that I'm getting a high-level person that's really ready to use it, that understands the value of it, and understands the reciprocating value of what I'm showing them and sharing with them. With the formula and the calculator, the same thing will go for you. I'm telling you, get out of your scarcity mindset. Understand the value that you're delivering and the extended value. What's the reciprocating value or the domino effect of what it is that you're bringing to them, and the value that gets increased right? Remember the cost and the value that gets increased because of the work that you do and what they get to do and have and be after they work with you. That's what you need to focus on. Raise your prices up to that level. Formulate your prices so that you know exactly what you need to charge, so that you get paid exactly what you need to get paid, so that you have a profit at the end of it, and that you're making your business successful and that you feel great about it. You can take time off and get paid for it, or take time off and not worry about it because you made enough money and you don't have to be panicking when you get back to get on that hamster wheel to try to scramble and lowball your offer just to get business. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate you. Thanks.